Welcome back to the tournaments. Today we have Brainfrog versus Cobalts. Cobalts? We'll say Cobalts. I like Brainfrog. What a great name. I wonder if he's going to have a giant frog. Oh, I mean, it's pretty... Oh, no, this is Brainfrog. What? I was going to say that's pretty close to a Brainfrog, but not quite. Speed Specialist versus Rhino Spec. Man, so I've been thinking about this a lot recently, like how to get the Rhino Specialist back on track. Because personally, I think the nerf from round 3 to round 4 has just driven this guy into the ground. Like, it used to be an A, maybe even S tier opening card, but round 3 is tough. Round 4 is even worse, don't get me wrong. Maybe adding in some type of card that would, like, you know how the Elite Specialist used to only, like, you were unable to play early game stuff with the Elite Specialist just because your level 2 units cost too much. I think they should do the same thing with the Rhino Specialist and allow your Rhino Specialist to have a little bit more money at the beginning of the game, even if it's just like an extra 50 or 100 credits, because setting up for that Rhino is really hard, and more often than not, I just see players recycle the Rhino, and at that point you're playing like a worst Quick Supply Specialist because you have to wait for round 4 to get your money. I don't understand it, but we will see. We've got 22 seconds until old Brainfrog figures out what to do here. He's just kind of sitting on his hands. Oh, we're playing with Flesh Pocket. I'm going to join the prediction, and I'm going to say red will win. I don't know really if this matters. So we'll see. Cobalts, don't screw me. I don't really know what that does, and I don't really care. In fact, I maybe won't do it in the future because that could tilt some players. Both players spawning in here with Stormcallers, though, is very powerful. The Speed Specialist is going to be very good at actually getting in and closing the distance, though. And that might be the thing that wins it for him here, just because those Arclights might be able to dodge under a couple of these Stormcaller shots. Not that guy. He definitely died. But the Arclight might get a caller. Hey, each Arclight grabs a Stormcaller, and now it's 4 to 8. So it should favor the guy with the more Stormcallers, but Stormcallers kind of work in this weird way where they work better at shooting at clumps, and they tend to miss things that are only 1 unit. But there we go. That's that. Cobalts takes a small early game lead. Not too bad. 150 damage, 250 damage. Not bad. Not bad at all. What do we have here? It looks like there was maybe a Fang or something that lived through that. Underground Threat would be quite powerful, but the haste module, really? Brainfrog skips. Really? Okay, both of those cards are very powerful. Instead opting for more Stormcallers. Okay, an Artillery Barrage, nothing wrong with that. Cobalts could grab a couple of Crawlers here, which would throw off this Artillery slightly. A Dance of the Artillery, or a Dance of the Crawlers, does throw off the Artillery. If you're not aware of it, I know that there's a lot of new players in the game right now. If you unlock the Mobile Beacon, put some crawlers down, and then use the mobile beacon to run your crawlers just kind of left to right across the screen. The artillery will just follow them. Once a unit locks onto a piece of artillery, it just follows the artillery piece, or it follows the unit. So your Stormcallers get pulled way out of position. Also, if you're trying to kill chaff units like Fang, it's really important to line your Stormcallers up vertically instead of horizontally because they tend to hit more. But some Wasps are a great pickup here. There's literally nothing left that shoots up, so I think that this is a wonderful pickup by Cobalts. I didn't really like that missile in the early game. It's kind of a waste just to kill a level 1 unit because that unit's just going to respawn and it wasn't really going to make it anyways, but getting rid of the Fang is very important for the Wasps to make it through. This might force Brainfrog to pick up Mustang, though, and Mustang are exceedingly good. Another skip here by Brainfrog. Skill Specialist by Cobalts. Now, he doesn't really have any skills, but if he does end up getting something like, I don't know, the upgrade card, whatever it's called, Intensive Training, that could be very powerful because then you get to intensively train some units every single turn. Probably the most powerful 3-card hand is Intensive Training, the Enhancement module, which allows you to upgrade your units for free, and then picking up the Skill Specialist, because then you can just power level a unit especially if you have a unit that's performing well. It's not like it will often get multiple levels all at once, but it can sometimes get 2-3 levels per round. If you upgrade it twice, and then it gets a kill in the round, you upgrade it again, and then you're good to go. It's a lot of levels. Good use of crawlers here, just as a distraction, but I think he was hoping for a little bit more. These Mustang are going to be able to kill off the entire reinforcement wave, but it may be enough for these crawlers to make it in. And it drew the Mustang away from the Wasps. So now the Wasps can get in there, kill off these angry little boys. They will all die to these Mustang, though, and that's a huge resurgence of units. These Stormcallers are really going to have a tough time. They didn't have nearly as much protection as they did before because our player Brainfrog here played out a lot of units. All of Cobalt's units got killed. Good tower drop could make a difference, though, as now this little Arclight is able to protect the Stormcallers. These Wasps really need to be careful about their engagement angle. I don't think it will work out. The Stormcallers are fighting each other. If the Stormcallers had launched a barrage over here and taken out those Mustang, or at least half the Mustang, he may have had a chance, but Mustang counter Wasps so hard. Wasps need like twice as much HP in order to really move forward. Subsidized Mustang would be great here for both players. Or just go whole hog and grab the Junior Manufacturing Specialist. Cobalt instead takes the Orbital Bombardment. Not a bad choice, as that will come off cooldown every 2 rounds, and plays out 2 Scorpions. Okay. If the Scorpions get range, they're still outranged by Stormcallers. So, it's kind of tough. Now Brainfrog also hits his power spike with this level 2 Rhino. Easy going to dance at the crawlers. Range increase on the Mustang as well. I really like this positioning here by Brainfrog. It seems quite powerful. Oh, very far way to run. So the units within this will all run at the same time, at the same target. And in fact, they'll even run and gun. So these Mustang will actually drive and shoot. Very powerful. I think a lot of players only use the mobile beacon as a way of transporting their units. You can also use it as a way of like somewhat skirmishing. So if you put a unit of Mustang here and they were immediately taking contact, you could have them skirmish away and they'll move and shoot at the same time. It's exceedingly powerful. These units in the middle could be curtailed by that orbital bombardment here, but it doesn't really seem like it's going to happen. We'll have to see if the Scorpion just ices the Rhino, which I'm almost certain is going to happen. Yeah, Rhino goes down. Didn't really stand much of a chance. But Scorpions are not great at killing chaff. I mean, they perform well, but cost-wise, taking out a unit of crawlers while also being killed, not very good for a 300-point cost unit. Yeah, such is life. Good job here by Brainfrog, though. Really making a big difference with just having the range on these Mustang. I'm surprised that Cobalts didn't go with ranged on it, or grab some Mustang or anything else. Now, Cobalts could flip this around by playing a whole bunch of Stormcallers of his own, and he's only losing by a small amount. With the Speed Specialist, that tends to fall off a little bit further down the line, and now Brainfrog's got the economic advantage. Defense Specialist here for Brainfrog. Cobalts, yeah, he goes with the Lightning Storm. I was going to say, he could just try and play like a pure hand build. That's not something you see very often. Lightning Storm could do quite well. He needs to recycle these crawlers. They're just giving out XP at this point. And delaying those Mustang actually seems to be hurting him. He needs range. He goes with 2 more Scorpions as his range option. I don't love it. 4 Scorpions. I mean, they're great at killing medium-sized units, like tanks. But really, that's about it. Steel balls, they perform very well against. They can't shoot up, so they'll never kill any air units. In fact, if Brainfrog really wanted to make a big difference, I'm sending this through the ether, Brainfrog. Just get a couple of overlords. That would work out really well for you. And it's a hard transition to make to getting that much anti-air. If he just commits hard and gets like 2 overlords a turn, Maybe even 3 as it continues to get later in the game. That could work out quite well. I do like the shielding here. There isn't a lot of units that deal a lot of single point damage besides these Stormcallers. But most of the Stormcaller shots should go... Oh, well, this Lightning Storm wasn't super efficient. It does slow down the Rhino a bit. But didn't really kill a whole lot. Didn't even get those Mustang. Oh, jeez. And now these Scorpions have to try and kill off Mustang. And it should drop the Rhino pretty quick, though. But look how much damage they take from Stormcaller shots. There needs to be longer reach here, or deeper reach by Cobalts. Dealing with 4 of these guys is super difficult. Best bet, Cobalts, grab the War Factory and get the Missile Interceptor, or play a bunch of Missile Interceptors of your own. He better hope that these Stormcallers die before that shield drops. Oh, the shield's gonna drop, and then he's gonna lose both the shields for nothing at this point. That's terrible. Poor Cobalts. Such is life. Hooray. Tech spec or senior manufacturing. Senior manufacturing for Cobalts. Okay, he's going into the Giants. He's been playing a weird hand. It's gonna be Vulcan. Not bad. There's all of his cash. So Cobalts is losing, but not by much. You know, really not by much. Although he's lost the last several rounds, the health has just evened up. I would like to see these units being... oh, he did recycle them. Good job, Cobalts. I would like to see some heavy hitters on the flanks, though. Play like a fortress with shields or something, or just a whole bunch... Really? Improved Phoenix. Interesting. Well, Brainfrog heard me through the ether. He said, yeah, you know what? That guy doesn't have any anti-air. I might as well play some anti-air out. Or some air units out. 3 units of level 3 Phoenix, yeah. Yeah, is there anything that can shoot these down? Just a unit of Wasps? Cobalts is super dead. I think Brainfrog realized that the manufacturing specialist was out, so he went for a counter pick. A really good counter pick as well. I think that is very efficient. Once again, this kind of just charged down the middle. It's working, though it is feeding a lot of XP towards these Scorpions. I don't really know... maybe it's the Arclight that got the kill? No. Interesting. Maybe the Scorpions aren't getting a lot of XP from killing the Rhino. You'd think it'd be worth a lot. Man, having these... Cobalt says GG already. I don't think he's dead, but he's dead, if you know what I mean. Oh, man. This is rough. Just an absolute push through. I really think it's down to these Stormcallers in the backline. 74 kills, 33 kills, good amount of damage done. Oh no. Without that anti-air capability, Cobalts was absolutely wrecked. He's not dead. He's got 1 round left in him, but he could abandon at this point. Missile for Cobalts. Just come off cooldown every other round. Kind of nice. Missile here for Brainfrog. I think if, oh, Fortress? That's not the answer, my man. These Fortress don't have any anti-air capabilities. What are you doing? You need anti-air. Oh no. Well, Cobalts loses by at least 2, 4, 6, 8. He loses by at least 800 points. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8. Is there another Phoenix? No, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he loses by at least 1,000. Yeah, Cobalts is dead. Especially if these Wasps die. Really great play here by Brainfrog. Just recognizing, like, well, I'm already winning the ground war. Why don't I win in the air, too? Given that there's no anti-air. Oh, man. That's rough. That is rough. Goodbye, little Wasps. Blep. Just making sure. Okay. Well, the Fortresses absorb some shots for a moment. That's pretty good. There's no real good wave clear here, though. The Vulcan do turn around and start clearing off some of these crawlers. Not bad, actually. I would have preferred it if the Vulcan got range and like 2 units of Mustang came out. Even then, I think it would have been pretty rough. These Scorpions did their best. They really tried. GG. GG. Good job, Cobalts. Round 2. Felheart versus Feihwa. I'm going to say Feihwa 7. I like this pickup by Felheart. It's so nice having an early game of, or an early round of Phoenix. Like, it really just makes such a huge difference. Especially if your opponent. The Rhino Specialist looks very powerful here, but if he opts into the Supply Specialist, Feihwa is going to be in a tough spot just coming out into this game. Oh, good for Fei. Picks the Rhino. I still don't like the Rhino Specialist, but it's not bad. Especially because Rhino saw a little bit of a buff recently. Could make a little bit of a difference here. Good luck to both players. I have been watching Felheart for a long time. I think he does an incredibly good job. We'll have to see what he can do with this build, though. These Phoenix are in a really difficult position now. Basically, these Mustang can kill everything. Everything on the field would die to these Mustang alone. 2 units of Mustang, I'm pretty sure, could kill 3 units of Fang and the Phoenix. What does Felheart pick? Some Arclights wouldn't do poorly, but then Feihwa might... Oh... Fang, huh? Or Crawlers to support the Fang. 1 unit of Crawlers. 2 units of Crawlers. Okay. Gonna try and overwhelm the Mustang. The reason I say that these Mustang could probably kill everything is because these Crawlers have less HP than usual. And normally that's the thing that kind of weakens the Mustang a bit. Also, players seem to be ignoring the Arclights more and more. I don't really think the Arclights were changed too much. I know that they did receive a small balance patch recently, but I thought it was a buff, not a nerf. We'll see. Alright, so the Phoenix are basically gimped. They can do nothing, and they're dead here. Yeah, I don't see this going very well here. If there were 2 Arclights there firing away the whole time, it would have made a difference. But, man, these Crawlers are just going to make short work of everything. And these Phoenix are worth a lot of XP to the Mustang. Let's see it jump up just like that. Wow. Are these Mustang? Oh, I was going to say, are they going to level? Having a unit level up on round 1 is really hard to deal with. Then I just play like cheap units and grab that level. Especially if it's on an important unit like Mustang. I wouldn't be surprised if both players did go with the Supply Specialist there. Yeah! Felheart, this actually helps Felheart a little bit more than it does help Fei. The difference between 150 and 50 around, obviously it's $100, but just because units cost 50 to unlock, quite a few anyways, having that play out does actually help quite a bit because you can pay the 50 and all units end in a 0. So it's either 100, 200, 300, or 400. So if you pay the $50 to unlock a unit and you're only $100 up, you can't pay for it with the remaining 50. But if you're $150 up, you pay the $50 and then you can probably play the unit. It actually helps quite a bit. That breaking point of the extra $50 favors the guy that's already the cost control specialist. I do like the Vulcan here. I think that's why Feihwa didn't go into Arclights, because he knew he was just going to grab, or why Felheart didn't go into it, because he knew he was just going to grab a Vulcan. Having another Vulcan here with that chaff support is very, very important. Or he could grab another Vulcan and give it range, because as you can see, this big boy took a little while to get involved. That's not what you want. Wow, it's making such a big difference. Look at it go. These Phoenix are screwed, but all that matters are these Fang in the background. If the Fang live, then the game continues. Why? Because I love Fang. They're actually not important at all. These guys serve no purpose besides guarding the flanks. But hey, they're guarding it pretty well. I still think the Vulcan will do well here. Normally you want your tower to fall first, so I would give it a little bit over to Fei. But because there's 3 Phoenix here, even while they're wounded... Oh no. Oh, they get the tower. I was going to say, even while wounded, they tend to do fairly good damage, but that's that. Vulcan lives. Pa, pa, Vulcan lives, for any of my 40k fans out there. Where are we headed next? Oh, shield drop could be quite good. It's a little expensive. But hey, if you got an extra $50 to spend, not bad. There isn't really anything that cuts through the shields. Both players opted for shield drop. Faye goes for the artillery. Artillery can be hard to break. I think Felheart sniffed it out, though. And that's why you see these crawlers right at the front. Shield really far at the back here. Interesting choice. Okay. I would have liked to see the Giants get range, but it's not necessary just yet. I mean, it's useful, but not necessary. Interesting choice on the shielding. It just makes flanking much more unlikely. Most players will use a missile to deter, but hey, if you've got a 50 or a free shield, why not use it, right? Well, I mean, it's not free, but it comes off cooldown, so next turn it's basically free. It costs less than a regular shield and it has more HP, so I like to think of it as kind of free. What are we waiting on? Cue the action. Go. Stormcallers. Yeah, this is actually quite a nice wave to have come in together. With some steel balls out in front, or some other medium-sized unit like tanks with the roly-poly upgrade, whatever I like to call it, bumper cars, the mechanical rage that just speeds them up, makes a huge difference, because then they can not keep up, but you can put them somewhere like here, and they both hit at the same time. These little crawlers are going to pay the ultimate price for basically no reason. Maybe next turn, Felheart is hoping to unlock the mobile beacon, and then we'll see the dance of the crawlers. But you always want your units to be in range to support each other, and those guys just clearly weren't. You know, they went in there alone and afraid. But such is life. This Vulcan will suffer massively at the hands of the Stormcallers. Stormcallers aren't great anti-giant units, but they're not bad either. A couple barrages of Stormcallers will kill almost every giant. Of course, the Overlord being the one exception, because the Overlord can fly. Somehow that Vulcan shielded a unit of Fang with its body. Pretty good. Oh my gosh, there's one little Fang that's inside the range. Is he gonna live? I've seen this happen. No, okay. I was gonna say, I've seen it happen where a unit of Fang gets inside the range of the Stormcallers and then somehow is able to just take out all of those Stormcallers. It's madness. So this is exactly the position you don't want to be if you're Felheart. Not only have you been losing rounds, now the opponent hits his power spike with the Rhino. That's pretty rough. You see more Phoenix being played here. No counter artillery barrages, though. The Phoenix do grab range. That'll be very useful for taking out the Stormcallers. Oh, Mustang have range now as well. And we have more crawlers right at the front. Nope. Now on the flank. This is not a bad flanking position. It'll pull all of these units away, but really the unit that needs range here are these Vulcan. If the Vulcan could get in there and start doing damage quicker, I think that'd be very useful here for Felheart. But he's a much better player than I am, so we'll see what he does. More Mustangs. I do like that. Let's see how this goes. Alright, out goes all the barrages. Not bad. Fire doing quite well here. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was good positioning by Felheart, but again, these guys are basically dying for free. This Rhino could actually tank out and kill the Vulcan. It's only on half HP. Ooh, there was something there that stopped it. I think there was a unit of crawlers that got in there. Very lucky for the Vulcan. The Vulcan shouldn't have any problem killing the rest of these units now. It looks like it still has a problem. Just not quite enough HP. Heavy armor on this flank helped a little bit. He's going to be clearing these things away. Just needs to kill that last bit of them. Oh, it's close. One Phoenix versus two Mustang. The Phoenix should win this, but it's distracted. It's not distracted any longer. Down it goes. All right. Now it's up to the Phoenix. The Phoenix are shooting down at that shield. And I think this is it. Yeah, Felheart does take this round. Whew, that was close. There was a lot of little moving parts that round. So let's break that. Oh, let's see what the players do, then break that round down. Deployment Specialist. Oh my god, very powerful. Honestly, I'm a big fan of the Heavy Mustang, but it doesn't work when there's already a Vulcan on the field. It's just not conducive. The nuke could be quite good though. Nuke could be very good. Hey, Timbo. I just wanted to see if he was in. I don't know Timbo personally, but... oh, is he going to go with the range? I've been waiting for these giants to get range. There's the Dance of the Crawlers. I don't remember if that was played last turn, but very important. No! Instead, the Vulcan grabbed the Incendiary Bomb. I think this might hurt Felheart more... Well, let's see how it plays out. Just because all of these crawlers have to run past the Vulcan, it's very likely that they'll burn in the Vulcan's ambition. He doesn't know about this crawler here. The shield... Oh, he does know about the Vulcan. I don't know. Anti-giant unit and the Scorpion coming out. There's only one level on these Phoenix. Interesting choice. So I'm interested in the Phoenix levels because as the Phoenix level up, they'll deal with this Rhino a little bit better, but now they also have to deal with Scorpions. There's a lot of pressure being placed on these Phoenix, and these artillery pieces are still just doing a great job. Look at this. Just having 1 or 2 artillery pieces is so powerful. They do so much damage. 16 versus 61. These guys on the right are slacking, but they've been killing Vulcan, so they're doing something right. Here comes the Scorpion. It should turn. Yeah, there it goes. Annihilating a small piece of those crawlers. All of these units are chasing the danced crawlers over here on the right. That's exactly what you want to see there. Level 2 Phoenix are going to make much shorter work of these bad boys. And these little crawlers are running for heaven. Go for your lives. So these are the guys that returned back there to kill the snipers last turn. Yeah, this is why you want your Vulcan to have that range. If they were already firing there, these snipers would all be dead. Oh, and it's kind of a tale of two cities here. Both players slugging it out. At least the shield drops here for Felheart. Oh, and a sniper dies in the fire. That's kind of nice. These little crawlers eventually will burn. And that's that. Not a huge amount of damage for Felheart, but once again, he drops by about 1,000 HP. It's not what you want to be seeing at this point in the game. By round 4 or 5, you start to see those big drops, but you really want to try and save it. Feyway goes with the nano repair kit. I would be surprised if Felheart doesn't grab the incendiary bomb. Oh my god. The incendiary bomb across the back would be insane, but instead opting for the repair kit, it's not a bad choice. A lot of the damage coming out onto these Vulcans are a little bit slow. Big burst damage like the Scorpion and the Marksman deals with Vulcan very well if it has the repair kit. Little plinking damage like the Mustang isn't as important. You're able to survive a lot longer. Looks like Scorpions. Oh wow, with the siege mode, that's not something that you see every day. Okay, I do like this, and the acid can be used fairly well as an anti-Scorpion tool, or an anti-giant tool, really. Huh. So these guys definitely outrange them. And interesting, the health on the Scorpion as well. More crawlers dancing. So that's why these guys are so neutered. Only getting 27 kills versus this guy's 66. It's because these crawlers keep running away. Very well played there. Man, I love all these Mustang in the back, though. Great damage, great killing in the back line. That is not bad whatsoever. You really have to be paying attention to which of your units are performing well. Because these Mustang are performing so well, I honestly would have put a little bit more money into my Mustang. But that's something that we'll have to see. There's the incendiary bomb. These poor little crawlers just instantly die. Man, that fire's pretty good, though. Able to deal huge damage. Scorpions, if they get a decent shot in on these clumped up units, it could work. Also, they'll do quite well against these shields. All of these Mustang are just hanging out in the back lines, though. Oh my god, that wave of fire. Very important. And look at these Vulcan. Not quite making it in, but getting a little bit of damage. Allowing the Scorpions to continue to fire from behind. Now, the Scorpions do slightly outrange the Stormcallers. Stormcallers have 180. Oh, no, 195 range on these guys. I wonder why their range is so high. Did he unlock? Ah, that's why. The extra 15 range, the enhanced range was unlocked. But yeah, this looks pretty good. That siege attack of the Scorpions, pretty darn good. A lot of damage coming back here onto Feyway. Haste module? Could be good. Incendiary bomb. Yeah, Felheart plays the incendiary bomb. That'd be great. Not only that, pop oil, man. Pop some oil somewhere where you don't think the enemy will be hitting you. Some fire should still land in these spots. But if you were to play oil all the way in the back line, I don't see players do it very often, but next round it slows those units down so much, and often having units hit at the same time is really, really important, because if you can kill half your opponent's army before they even show up, then that's insane. Hey, Sadman, thank you for the raid, bud. I like this play here by Felheart, but I think he could combine this with oil. He hasn't yet unlocked the oil, and he has the cash. I wonder what he's waiting on, even if just playing the oil in the front line here. Granted, these units are normally hanging out in the back. Most of the anti-armor now is also divided up. Oh, and what used to be a Scorpion. No more Scorpions. That's okay. Double. Wow, more Vulcan. Really, without range. They're just their own little fire pits. That's a very expensive way of doing things. The oil could have just been unlocked and saved himself $400. But I guess he wouldn't have a giant, so not bad. There's the oil. Okay, it's played. He heard me through the internet. We'll have to see. I'm really interested in seeing the performance on these Scorpions. They're kind of just all in the middle left. Out comes the bomb. It is pretty good. That's a lot of fire, and gee Louise, that was kind of loud. I'll turn it down. Let me know in the chat if the game is slightly too loud. I've been trying to adjust the audio volumes. Here comes the flames on the Vulcan. Will they get one more barrage? Very important that they do. Yes, a good spray as well. And it might not seem like it, but actually the Vulcan flame, if it kisses some of these snipers, can take them out. Because even if the Vulcan dies here, the snipers will probably walk towards... I don't know how much range they have. 195? 190. Well, I was going to say they might walk into the flames. Doesn't happen. But you never know. Good shooting here. Not bad. Scorpions work really well against shields, and strangely enough, the Scorpion with siege mode tends to work out better than the Scorpion without it. You'd think because of the reduced damage, it wouldn't work out, but the acid does a lot of damage over time. So, it is what it is. Charged ammo coming out here for Feyway really quickly. I would be surprised if tech spec isn't picked up here by Felheart. That seems to be like the better version of this, you know. What did he pick? Deployment specialist, really? No, he just picked now. Extended Phoenix range. Okay, you know, these Phoenix have been performing somewhat well throughout the game. 38, 28. I'm looking at the damage done as well on that. That seems to be pretty darn good. Man, these Stormcallers, though, have just been putting in work the entire game. There really hasn't been an answer to the Stormcallers this whole time. I really like that as a, just play out a couple of Stormcallers in the very early game. Don't spec into them too heavily, but they're just a constant resource of damage. Where's this nano kit going to be going? Oh my god. These Scorpions have so much range. Does Felheart burn the Midnight Oil? I don't think he has this entire game, but he's honestly had so much cash with that extra 150 around. You know, there isn't a lot of anti-air on the field here for Felheart. I'm surprised that Faye didn't just grab a couple of, I don't know, wasps or something. Just something that can get in there and deal a bunch of damage and distract the Phoenix. Because Phoenix tend to shoot towards the units in the air more often now. It used to be that if a unit was on the ground, your air units would all just target them down. Oh, really well played here by Faye. What that does is just waste the Vulcan's fire. I really like that. Huge spread of fire across the front, though, is just going to kill so many of these units. Oh my god, that was like 4 units of Mustang going down. The Rhino tries to lead a charge, but it doesn't make it in. Wow. Really well played here by Felheart. From losing like the first 3 rounds in a row, it looks like this game is in the bag for him. A little bit of a resurgence of the units on the left there for Faye, but I don't think it's enough because there's just so many Scorpions. Man, look at him go from downtown. It's like an NBA player just throwing hoops all the way at half court. Blammo. It's got to feel good for him. Great job, Fel. And a great player. I've been casting him for a long time. Let me know in the chat who you guys think is the favorite to win the tournament. Honestly, I would not put money on Felheart. Felheart's a very, very good player. Alrighty, round 3. We have Brainfrog versus 91 Vist. Vist and Brainfrog have been on the channel for a long time. Let's see, cost control specialist here for Vist looks very powerful. Though he might opt for the elite specialist. That's a lot of HP. Now, instead of going for the cost control specialist is definitely the best specialist in the game, still. I'd like to see, I don't know, maybe a rotation of different cards, kind of like you would for a different season. But both players opting for early game Stormcallers, I like that very, very, very much. Brainfrog picking up the Giant Specialist. Now, we've seen a lot of Giants this month. Since the new patch, it has just been Giants, Giants, Giants. Before, it'd be pseudo-rare. Maybe you'd have like 1 or 2 Giant units kind of as like a centerpiece to your army. Now it's just Giants all the time. Brainfrog doesn't know what's coming for him. Oh, Vist. If you chose to, he could try the Stormcaller cheese. It wouldn't work, but I'm a huge fan of the Stormcaller cheese. So in this case, where your opponent's completely abandoned one flank and is going for just one side headbutt, if you put your Stormcallers right along that line there, they'll instantly nuke down the tower. It's a great way to get yourself back in the game early. So, I mean, highly recommend that you do so if you're playing against cheese like this. Which I guess it's not cheese. It's a way to play the game, but it does feel kind of impolite. I don't know. Can you be impolite in a war? I'm going to say yes. These Stormcallers are actually doing quite a good job. They're going to lose. There's just too many Stormcallers on the field here for Vist, for the Stormcallers of Brainfrog to really have a chance. He will claim the tower, though. The Stormcallers are spaced out enough that once these crawlers make their way back in, the Stormcallers will still kill them, especially once this tower drop happens. Should be in another 5-6 seconds. Yeah, there it goes. Stormcaller Wars. Almost certainly going to go the way of Vist. And this is why Vist makes the big bucks. Oh, these little crawlers. They have a dream. A beautiful dream. They all died. Poor dudes. Man, Stormcallers have seen such a great, update. Being able to just be accurate for once is great. Oh my god. Okay. I really thought Brainfrog might win that. I saw all of Varys' Stormcallers just die suddenly. I was like, what? There's no way. Okay. Round 2. I'm a huge fan of the deployment module. I really like the ability to move, but I understand it's not super strong, and both players skip it. Honestly, I may have picked the deployment module there just to get some crawlers or something in the action. Varys opting for 2 rhinos. I love the aggression of this. Brainfrog answers it with a couple of Mustang, or a Mustang and a crawler. Oh no, he does not know what's going to hit him. This is just going to rip through his ranks. Really well played here by Vist. You can tell that he's been headbutting for a long time. Just having so many very strong units right at the front. This is all of a sudden your HP pool. Now these Mustang are going to try and shoot at this this Rhino. Oh my god. He's even got the mobile beacon. This guy's just going for blood. Alright. I think that this Fang play is okay. I would have liked to see Brainfrog maybe put something on the flanks, but it's a little early. What Brainfrog can do is play it slow at first, let Varys get used to kind of winning the first couple of rounds, and then hit him with several flanks all at once. You know, really just try and build a trap. So I see a lot of players, when a headbutt happens, as they stay in this kind of midfield and let the headbutt keep hitting them. If you just suddenly play very aggressively and put all your units on the line, it can throw off the headbutt in a big, big way. Also, any money that you have extra to spend on a fortification. It's not a bad choice. This Rhino is going to make it into the tower. I have a feeling... Oh, yes, there he goes. Alrighty. He'll punch that down in a second. Blammo. And that's definitely that. This one unit of crawlers isn't going to be enough to take on literally an entire army. Man, there might need to be a... Well, I understand why it's the case, but there might need to be like a setback rule for the first, I don't know, 2 rounds of the game. You can't deploy right at the very front. Or, you know, they could put in a thing where you have different zones, where deploying your unit in that zone is free, but if you forward deploy, it costs some money or something. That'd be an interesting way to play it. Once again, it's going to come down to Stormcaller Wars. Unfortunately, these guys are distracted. They didn't even kill all the Fang. Poor drunk Stormcallers. But Brainfrog's still not suffering a huge defeat. Maybe in the next 1 or 2 rounds, you could see him happen. We have a small disconnect by one of the players here. Brainfrog may have just thrown his computer across the screen. Or across the room. Oh, nope, he's back. What do you do against this? Well, Photon Emission isn't bad, but I think it actually helps Vist more than anybody. Improved Fire Support is one of the best, or Improved Fire Control Systems is one of the best cards in the game. If you have a super heavy unit, you know, something that just hits very hard constantly. Looks like we're going all Rhino all the time here for Vist. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, man. Good use of crawlers here. They won't really get anything done. Once again, Brainfrog electing not to go for anything in the flanks, but he hasn't played out any units yet. He needs a speed bump, and that speed bump's going to be 2 units of steel balls. Once the steel balls get range, they actually deal with rhinos quite well, but the rhinos with whirly-dirlies actually kill a unit of steel balls. 2,868 damage, 5,098 health. I think the whirly-dirly hits more than once. Yeah, dealing 1.5 times damage. That's why the Rhino can actually get in there and pretty much pancake a unit of steel balls. And I love this angle here by Vist. So I recently played a game against Surrey, just on ladder, Rat. If you haven't already checked out his channel, go take a look at it. His username is Rat in Mechabellum. Surrey plays Mechabellum on YouTube. And he loves these builds. Like, headbutts are his big thing. It's really helped me get better at recognizing the angles in the game. But what a great play here. This Rhino is just primed to take out the tower. If there was a little bit less crawlers, it would have won. Honestly, though, not a bad play here by Brainfrog. He almost made it through this flank. It still would have failed even without the tower drop, just because there are too many Stormcallers. Once Brainfrog has enough money to start playing Missile Interceptors or get out a War Factory, this will all change. Because the War Factory will be able to cut off all of those missiles and deal the damage necessary to kill the Rhino. And Vist didn't leave himself enough room to play a Giant to actually kill the War Factory. Which Giant, obviously the melting point. That would make a big difference. Yeah, he doesn't have enough space for a Giant in this. Amp Core is normally the pick here. Instead, Vist goes with Strike Specialist. Brainfrog does opt for the Huge. But where? Where is he going to strike? He could go well, these Mustang performed very well, actually. Where is Vist going to strike? He could place some Rhinos on the flanks here. Oh, is it going to be an Overlord on the flanks? That'd be an interesting choice. So his opponent's already been forced to pick up Mustang. Now opting for an Overlord seems like a negligent choice, but honestly, these Mustang have too much to do now. So something that you can do in order to just kind of overwhelm your opponent is throw in like several dozen, just overwhelm them with the amount of targets they have to shoot at. So these Mustang are pulling a lot of weight right now. They're the chaff clear, they're also your anti-air, and they're also dealing with this Rhino. That's not great. You know, that might not be enough. I do like these steel balls though. I feel like that's a very good choice. Not a lot of players playing steel balls these days. Maybe giving them the enhanced range would be good. Yeah. They already have an extra range of 10. Giving them another 10 would be quite powerful. Missile's going to go off. Oh, but it doesn't get all of the crawlers, and these Stormcallers should still be aggroed on them. Nicely done by these steel balls. Wow. Very nicely done. Mustang here may be able to take out the Rhino. I doubt it. But huge victory on the left there. Is it going to be enough? I don't think so. This one steel ball might be enough to kill the Rhino if it gets online. It does not. Both towers should drop basically at the same time now. It's going to be one unit of Mustang, one full unit of crawlers, a unit of Stormcallers, and a unit of Fang. That's pretty rough. I don't like these odds. This Overlord hasn't been touched. It's going to easily be able to annihilate this unit. Stormcallers might kill off the Rhino if they're not drunk. Rhinos tend to walk pretty quick. They might kill him when he touches the tower. No, there's not enough anti-air here, surely. Might kill all the land units, but definitely not going to kill the air units. Yeah, 1 Overlord win. Brainfrog's in a tough spot, but he does have this entire flank. Vist has not played any units on the flank whatsoever. Electromagnetic Blast is huge here for Brainfrog, or the Orbital Bombardment, but probably Electromagnetic. So the reason the Orbital Bombardment works quite well by playing in the backline is you could play it like right here, and you'd still get all of the units, but more importantly, you'd also probably kill all of these Stormcallers. What did he pick up? Skip. Did Varys pick something up? Speed Specialist. Okay. Interesting. There's another unit of Steel Balls in the back. Man, these Steel Balls are doing quite well for themselves. I wouldn't be surprised if they... Oh, it looks like those Fang got eaten. If they got an upgrade in some way. Either the range or the Mechanical Division. Mechanical Division's great just because it adds more targets onto the field. Steel Balls are one of the few units that can actually replace themselves on the field. Having 5, or in total, 5, 10, 15, 20 crawlers come out is fantastic. It's almost a full unit. How many? Yeah, there's 24 in a unit of crawlers. That's not bad. For 350 to always be spawning an extra 3 units of crawlers, I mean, it's like paying a little bit more and getting a little bit less, but if you can get 5 units of Steel Balls all spawning crawlers over the course of 3-4 rounds, it does add up. Oh, looks like this guy's going to do a little dance. I like that. And these crawlers are going to go and try and find Narnia, run all the way to the tower. I'd love to see like an aggressive unit right here, just to take this out and get that tower a little bit faster. Heck, even just some wasps would go a long way. Alright, that little guy's found Nirvana in the back lines. We'll have to see if he does well, but these extra Steel Balls in the back, taking out that Rhino and now taking out this Rhino, it's looking pretty good. There's a lot of Mustang left. They have to contest with a lot of things, and you know what? Overlords with Stormcaller support are really powerful. Down goes the tower, so all of these Overlords are now taking more damage and dealing less damage. This is probably it. Has Varst's aggression been halted? Or is this just a small skip in the pond? We'll see. I think Varst can double down on the aggression, but he might choose to start playing some units towards the backline now. Incendiary Bomb here for Varst. Oh, what was that? Haste module? Okay. Man, the Incendiary Bomb is actually quite powerful. In either spot. Yeah, right across the middle there. Lots of upgrades coming out here for Brainfrog. Yeah, this is just going to burn everything. Oh, that's not great. The anti-air is still somewhat lacking here for Varys. Just if Brainfrog put 1 unit of Phoenix over on the flank, it would do quite well. And if his Phoenix have jump drive, he could move him back because the Phoenix would still perform quite well in this area. These Mustang aren't going to have any trouble taking care of those level 1. Oh, and Brainfrog kind of sniffs it out. Playing out a couple of shields here is a very good idea. Another Overlord and more Mustang. Man, Brainfrog just kind of knows what exactly his opponent is going to do before the opponent even does it. Well done. This fire will make touchdown right here and probably get a little bit of damage, but not much. I do like the Overlord artillery here. This is a fantastic upgrade. I get this even if there aren't giants on the field because it's just extra DPS. Like, there's so few units that have an extra added gun available to them. And not only that, the Overlord artillery acts independently of what your Overlord is shooting at with its auto attack ability. It's so good. I cannot express enough how much I love the Overlord artillery. I've seen my artillery piece swivel around and shoot something in the back line. Alright, down goes this little Rhino again. He's basically just feeding XP at this point. Now it's up to these Steel Balls to keep pushing forward. That fire was somewhat useful. There's 1 more Steel Ball left. It's going the wrong way. Oh no. This Overlord will probably get the tower with the help of the Rhino. Yeah, that's not great for old Brainfrog. He needed 1 more unit of Steel Balls. Does he have enough? The tower should drop here for him in just a moment, but those Stormcallers should take out a lot of the Mustang. So, because of the color scheme here, I'm used to the Overlords getting like this reddish hue when they're like level 2 or 3. I think it's level 3 where they started to turn kind of greeny red. So seeing them already spawn on that color, I think it's like a level 3 Overlord. Blah, 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 blah. Man, that guy survived on like 10 HP. Just a sliver right there. You can just see a little bit of green. If it had taken like 2 more shots from a Mustang, that would have saved Brainfrog 400 damage. Lightning Storm. No, Brainfrog goes with the charged ammo. Vist, constant aggression with the Lightning Storm. Man, a Lightning Storm here would have done amazing for Brainfrog because the Stormcallers, any flying unit doesn't count as being within shields. So even if Vist shielded up, it wouldn't matter. The Steel Balls finally get their range increase. This should help them take out those Rhinos. Brainfrog's still not playing anything in the flanks. There it is. A unit of crawlers in the flanks. That's exactly what he needed. Just having these crawlers back here will make such a big difference. They'll be able to run in and kill that. Maybe. I say maybe. As long as the Stormcallers are shooting towards the front, he should be able to get it. And it doesn't look like Vist is going to sniff it out. I'd like to also just... Oh, man. Brainfrog, get the anti-air specialization on your Mustang. It's really important. He does. Oh, my God. This guy can read my mind. And he gets more of them. Bro. All right. Now you need to burn the midnight oil and play 2 shields. Listen to me, Brainfrog. I don't think he's going to do it, and this is going to be a disaster. Oh, really well done here by Vist. Spending his extra money on just protecting his flanks. He's realized that his flanks have been open for too long. This Lightning Storm is going to just decimate everything. Oh my god. Mustang are dropping crazy fast. So far it looks like 3 units of Mustang have died because of that. Oh my. This Rhino here on the left is completely uncontested. He'll get an Overlord, but I think this is death. Yeah, this is certainly death. Great plays here by Brainfrog, but Vist just able to keep going with constant aggression. There's nothing like constant aggro. GG. Poor little Fang. They tried their best. Alright, let's go hop into some other games and see what's next. Potentially the semifinals, we have Cheeseburglar versus Sama. Now, I've been watching Sama since the beta as well. A great player. Oh, my wife left me some cheesecake. Delicious. Let's see what they pick up. We have the cost control specialist again with a fairly good hand, but a very paper-thin hand. Giant specialist for Sama, Mustang and Crawlers, very common pick. Instead, Cheeseburglar with Mr. Burns going to heaven decides to pick up the quick supply specialist. Man, what an avatar. That's super fun. This actually looks like a pretty good setup here for Cheeseburglar. If he wanted to, he could get some tanks or just play out a regular 200 hand and then wait and get a giant next turn. I have seen it done where players with the quick supply specialist unlock the giant, play out 2 cards, play out 2 units of crawlers or arclights or whatever it is that they spawned in with, and then next turn play the giant. It's kind of a weird way of doing it, but, at least you know what you want and you get it done. This looks fairly good here for Sama. We'll have to see. Yeah, it might put the nail in the coffin there for Sama, at least early on. His aggression's going to fall a little flat. There's just too much anti-chaff. And although Mustang are basically just high-end mobile infantry, they're still paper thin. They can get cut apart by basically anything. The Arclights will have to put in a little bit of work, but not too much. What is Sama waiting on? He unlocked the Fang. Is he just wondering if he's going to put him there? I would leave that spot open for a giant. Just having that giant one step back. No, Sama saved all of his cash. Okay, interesting. So he'll have 600 next round. He's definitely lost. He may have been thinking that Cheeseburglar would spend all of his cash so he'd be able to counter it much easier. That was not the case, and Sama's going to take quite a bit of damage, actually. That's not something you see every day. How much is that? From 4,000 down, he took almost 800 damage. That's a lot of damage on round 1. You can't do that too many times. Sama goes with the strike specialist. Okay. The flanks are Not well protected, but... There it is. There it is. Early Overlord here for Sama. He still has $200. Cheeseburglar grabs a couple of Phoenix, kind of whiffing out what he thinks is going to happen. Sniffing it out, I should say, not whiffing it out. This will go fairly well. It's good wave clear, good anti-armor, in the form of this Overlord. Extended Phoenix range here for Cheeseburglar as well. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. What is Sama going to do with this extra 200? Is he just going to sit again? He could play something in the back lines. Some of these crawlers would go for it. The problem is that if he does that, the Arclight will almost certainly kill it as well. No, he sits on an extra 200. Really weird plays here by Sama, but I kind of like it. Yeah, I think it makes sense in context. Wow. That Arclight just gets absolutely wrecked. How many Phoenix are here? 2 left, but there's a whole unit of Mustang coming in. Now a little bit less than a unit. Now there isn't a unit of Mustang. There's a Mustang. This could go the way of the Overlord, but I don't think so. There's a lot... Well, the Phoenix are kind of coming to their deaths. They might be able to take it, but I highly doubt it. They need at least one more volley. There's 1 Phoenix down. It needs 2 more shots, but that's going to be it. Pow. Alrighty. Well, now Cheeseburglar knows what he's up against, but Sama making some really good and really interesting plays. I am very surprised by this. What is he going to do with the extra 200? Is he going to unlock a fortress with it? He's been saved. Well, he doesn't need to, right? Instantly picking mass-produced Sledgehammer. Both players. Interesting. Okay, there's the tanks. Doesn't really help him with this giant Overlord, but hey, now he's got some tanks that can go die to the Overlord. It's going to be more Mustang here for Sama. Sama's still sitting on 500 bucks. A little unit of Fang in the backline just to draw away these Phoenix, potentially. More tanks, more Arclights. Okay, and another Overlord for Sama. There's the money spend. Alright, just to place out an extra giant. Makes sense. I like that quite a bit. Let's see what he can do. Charge shot here for the Phoenix as well. Not bad, because he already has the increased range. So now he's just kind of offsetting that. Yeah, one of these Phoenix is going to get pulled away. Now, without any chaff here, the Overlords are just going to be gunning down tanks. Oh, that's got to be devastating. The tanks also die to the Mustangs so much quicker because they're mass-produced. Yeah, this looks pretty good here for Sama. Should be able to kill off that tower without much of an issue. Yes, all the Phoenix are alive, but they're not going to be alive for long. And they tend to be the first thing that the Overlords shoot. Well, this could go the way of these Phoenix. The ground units have to die first. No, these guys are super dead. Alright. Well, that's that. A couple of Mustang in the background here could make a big difference for Cheeseburglar, but not super important. I have the loudest chair known to man also. So, for about 2 hours I have to sit in the exact same spot or else it's super loud. Tanks will slowly die, such is life. Blammo. Cheeseburglar taking another hit, but you know what? Sama's now just even with Cheeseburglar. Even though he's won 2 rounds with Giants, losing that 800 early was pretty rough. Sama picks up the Lightning Storm very quickly. Cheeseburglar could do the Lightning Storm as well. It's at the point in the game where... Oh, no, he skips. Okay. It's going to be more Phoenix. I think he needs better wave clear. That would be my main concern here. Yeah, what are you doing? These guys are going to... Just... What? Okay, maybe he'll play a missile here. Maybe the skip was for an emergency missile? Be odd, but he could do it. Or just place some tanks. He has to support... Okay, good. I was going to say, he has to support these Phoenix. Otherwise, those Phoenix would die to just the Fang. Fang are also one of the very few units that can trade up quite easily. By trade up, I mean they can kill units above their point cost. Not a lot of units are able to do that. Sniper units are pretty efficient at it. Crawlers and Fang are pretty efficient at it. Everything else, not so great. Scorpions seem to be okay at it. Here's our little missile interceptor, instantly killed by the lightning storm. Not a bad play. So I like the missile interceptor because it does obviously cut off the shots coming out of the Overlord, but that Overlord artillery, probably the best upgrade for the Overlords, just being able to shoot an extra shot of 12,000 damage that does have a slight splash range is insanely good. Like, you just can't beat it. It's one of the biggest DPS increases in the game. And also, as I mentioned earlier, it can shoot with what your Overlord's not shooting at. So I've seen the Overlord artillery take out the tower while the Overlord's facing the other way, killing units. Junior Manufacturing Specialist here by Cheeseburglar. Should help him quite a bit. He needs some Mustang or something. Something to help kill off some of these units. Sama instead goes with the Rhino, and he's just going to drop it right on these tanks. The Rhino will certainly die to the Phoenix, but it might kill enough tanks to actually win him this. There goes the oil. Oil right down the center wouldn't be bad. Yeah, there it is. Anywhere in that would work pretty well. Not a lot of great anti-air. And fire kicked out onto the Stormcallers. Giant unlocked here for Sama. It's going to be a fortress. More Stormcallers. The Stormcallers will help him a bit against the fortress. He's trying to build a wall. The wall doesn't work very well. Instead, I would opt for a flank. Play something that will almost certainly die, but if you could put a Rhino there, it would go and get the tower. Alright, Rhino's going to die, but at the cost of a lot of units. Here comes some more fire. Missing horribly. Thing about the fire is, though, even if they miss, these guys will still burn. At least if it lands forward of them. It's a good way. Fire is one of the few things that isn't affected by the tower drop. So here where it's spreading fire kind of all around, if this little guy touches it, yeah, give him the little kiss of death. But this is a lot of damage coming out onto Cheeseburglar. Sama really knows what he's doing. Like, he's playing this extremely aggressively and extremely well. When we were watching Felheart, and I think we were watching Vist, they also played this extremely aggressive headbutt style. It seems to be the most common way to play at the very high levels, which is good and bad. It's hard to punish this, really. You kind of have to go full aggression at the front again and back it up as well. So now Cheeseburglar's built his backline. He has to go really aggressive in the front, but actually making that happen is very difficult. Sama gets a mothership because Sama has all the tempo right now. Mothership for Sama in the backline just to protect against Cheeseburglar's probable mothership. Now, I've seen it happen very regularly where whoever spawns the mothership in their opponent's backline wins. I think it might be a 50-50 thing, but every game that I've played, if I spawn it in my opponent's backline, it will kill it. If my opponent spawns it in my backline, it will kill mine. It could just be a weird coincidence that happens every single time, but that's the way it works. Great play here by the Mustang, getting the high explosive ammo. Crawlers get mechanical rage? Why? Okay. I wouldn't say that the Mustang are the main concern in this force. I'd say it's the three Overlords that keep surviving to deal damage. And that's mostly because of a lack of chaff or wave clear. But okay. We'll go with it. I think Cheeseburglar could have gone with, well, he's kind of run out of money at this point. And Sama's making a good use of unlocking his giants. Oof. A flank here would go very well for Cheeseburglar. He still hasn't used that left flank. Missile goes out, down goes the tanks. In come just some roaring steel balls. All of these units were pulled over to the left. Oh, there needs to be fire on this flank really quickly. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, there's some fire. And it looks like the Mustang may drive into it accidentally. This is a lot of Phoenix, though. Like a surprising amount of Phoenix. And they could do quite well. The Mustang don't do nearly as much damage to them now that they have the explosive shots. Wow. Really well played here by Cheeseburglar. Look at how much damage these guys do in just one shot. This is his first win in a long time. You better hope that he wins very shortly, or else all of his units will burn to death. Yep. It's a little bit less damage. Sama takes not an unreasonable amount of damage. 2,300 health. If Cheeseburglar can pull that off for another couple of rounds, he'll be in a good spot. Just increasing the Phoenix numbers seem to have helped quite a bit. Surprised Sama didn't go with the Amp Core. The Amplifying Core is really powerful. Elite Hackers for Cheeseburglar would be kind of jokes. So you could grab the Elite Hackers, give them shields, and suddenly start turning all of these units against each other. It is a very good play. It would be very expensive. How much does he have now? 1,400? Hacker costs 100 to unlock and 200 to play. So at level 3, it would be 400. He wouldn't really be able to play any. Yeah, not worth it. Good math on his part, probably. Thinking the way it would work. A lot more Phoenix. You know what really stumps Phoenix, though, is the Steel Ball division. Well, the Steel Balls could all die in the fire. That could be a thing. It could be a thing. No flanks? Yes, a flank. Oh, and a good flank, too. A very good committed flank. So the crawlers will eat the missile. The Phoenix will be unaffected. The Phoenix will take the tower. It will be a little slow. The Phoenix don't have jump drive either. So next turn, this flank is maybe doomed. But it will at least pull some aggression away from the front line. Missile here, Steel Balls on the right flank. This area here has been collapsing a lot. I'd like it if Cheeseburglar maybe was able to push this out a little bit, but it's hard with this just sudden, constant aggression on that right-hand flank. Alright, just a little bit of upgrading, and it looks like Cheeseburglar was sitting on 250 bucks there at the end. May have been a little choke on his part. May have not realized that he had the money. Here comes that spawn in. Oh, it's going to be close. Keep watch on that left-hand side while all of this fire happens. Yes, the tower drops so quickly. Everything's slower. All of a sudden, these crawlers are spawning into fire instead of just being able to push through it. Oh, this is looking okay. I think the Overlord Artillery shot that tower, though. That's why it's so important to have that Overlord Artillery. But there's no way that the Overlord survive against this many Phoenix. Yeah, as soon as it turns off, all of a sudden the Phoenix get online. Just like two-shot an Overlord. Oh, will it live? Yes, it does. Man, that's the luckiest missile interceptor on the planet. Oh my god, Sama's almost dead. What a game. It's so close. Can Cheeseburglar push back against this headbutt? Sama goes with an Ion Blast. Cheeseburglar has a choice of either. Both are very powerful. Don't skip, buddy. An Ion Blast right across the front here could do a lot of damage. Ion Blast across the back to try and get rid of some of these Phoenix? Okay. Not a bad choice. I don't see any other upgrades that I'd get for my Phoenix at this point. One unit of Mustang is enough to fight back both of these units. I wonder if Cheeseburglar will recycle. You could get a little bit of money back there. Or just play out some rhinos, dude. Play out an aggressive rhino right here. Give it the ability to run and send it straight at the tower. It could make it. There isn't anything to stop it. I think the Javelin will kill that missile interceptor. Oh, finally some Mustang. Cheeseburglar throwing out the GG. Where are these Mustang going? Over on the left and the right. Okay. They'll be here to deal a little bit of damage with the anti-air. Oh, and a really good choice of that anti-air as well. Man, Cheeseburglar having that 5th gamer sense. Is he going to burn the Midnight Oil? This is almost certainly the last round of the game for either of them. They need to decide what to do. Looks like Sama did burn the Midnight Oil. Shields on these wasps. Little does he know, it doesn't matter. And another missile interceptor. Man, I'd love to see a unit just pounding down this way, though. That would make a huge difference. Alright, let's watch the action. Do the Mustang get out of the way? Yeah. The Ion Blast, it looks like it's going to hit a Phoenix and 2 Stormcallers. Probably not worth the 200 bucks. These Phoenix are all dead there. On the left, the tower will drop in just a second. This Overlord Artillery might focus on it. Yeah, there it goes. Blammo. I do like the upgrading that was happening on that tower, though, just to keep it alive a little longer. One Phoenix probably can take on... Well, probably not with its tower drop like that. I think it's not going to work, though. There's just a lot of units left. Wow, this one Phoenix was able to take them on. Well done, little Phoenix. Down goes the tower. There's still like 3 Phoenix left. 4 Phoenix left. Yeah, this mama ship's doomed. These Phoenix hit so bloody hard. 7,000 damage a shot. Gee Louise, look at him go. Bam! Instantly killed it. Well played by Sama, but honestly, my hat's off to Cheeseburglar. Just having to deal with that headbutt is very, very hard. Good job, little whirly-dirly boy. This is the finals of the tournament. We have Cheeseburglar versus Shoa. We'll see how this goes. I have a feeling Cheeseburglar might take this game, though. He's been playing exceedingly well, but that's just me having a favorite. We'll be actually viewing from Shoa's side because for whatever reason, the game always flips you. Mr. Burns versus Anime. We'll see how this goes. Let's see. Shoa ended up with the Speed Specialist and Steel Balls with Fang. Ooh, kind of a weird one. Cheeseburglar went with Giant Specialist again with a couple of tanks and arc lights. Okay. We've been seeing the Speed Specialist played a lot. I guess North Americans have a need for speed. Not a bad play here, though. I'd like to see these Steel Balls. Well, the Steel Balls are basically the linchpin of this army. Well, these Fang are going to do basically nothing. Well played here by Cheeseburglar to play out a couple more Fang. Arc Lights here by Shoa. Good idea. He's recognized the weakness in his force. Everybody's placing their bets. Place your bets. We'll see what people think. I'm going to place a bet on Cheeseburglar. Why not? Have one insight. I don't know. What does this even mean? There you go, bud. Enjoy that. I don't really know how that works, so whatever. Does betting earlier versus later matter? I have no idea. Seems silly. Okay, good initial fight. If you aren't aware, we are casting this live. Looks like the Steel Balls aren't going to do so well, though. Just taking a little bit too much damage here. The Arc Lights were kind of out of position to deal with the chaff, and the Steel Balls are just so darn fast now. It doesn't really seem to matter. They just all died. Round 2. Moving on. Come on, little Arc Light. You can do it. Jesus Christ. Just die. There we go. And down it goes. Heavy armor versus shield drop. Heavy armor on the tanks is pretty good. More crawlers, more arc lights. Okay. Not bad. We could see an arc light build developing here by Shoa. Cheeseburglar still thinking about what to pick here. Where's the heavy armor going to go for Shoa? It's already been placed on these Steel Balls. That's going to be a rough one. I don't know if that will work. I honestly don't know. At least they'll survive a little bit longer. I mean, technically there's no Steel Ball killer here. But if Cheeseburglar just opts for any, like, a Phoenix, he's going to win. Like, these Fang are just going to race in too quickly. And if the Phoenix are in the back line, they can wait till everything's dead and then clean up the rest of these Steel Balls. He's still thinking about it, though. He's having a good long think. Take your time, buddy. Think as long as you can. More... What did he pick up? Fang. Okay. You know, Fang do fairly well against Steel Balls. Maybe not Steel Balls with heavy armor, but if there's 2 Fangs shooting at him, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right? It just means that the Steel Balls take a lot longer to kill the Fang. Yeah. I'm not in love with this, though. I think that Cheeseburglar may have been better off playing out a Phoenix. Or heck, even an Overlord. An Overlord would have just crushed this entire army, but in we go. Zoomy, zoomy. This Arc Light's going to find itself alone and without a prayer in a moment. Yeah, that's not going to work out well. I think these extra crawlers are a really good place here. Or a really good placement by Shoa. Look at those steel balls just getting in there and eating up the distance. Wow. The difference between steel balls that are slow and steel balls with the speed specialist is insane. Like, just absolutely insane. But we've seen Cheeseburglar come back from worse before. You know, he was literally on his last legs, what was it, last game? Where he only had like 700, 800 HP left, and then all of a sudden he was able to come back. Yeah, but you kind of don't need some of these units. These Fang aren't doing much for you. I think you get rid of them, and you play some Phoenix, or, hey, get a Vulcan. Vulcan would do moderately well here. More Fang by Shoa. Oh my. Yeah, Cheeseburglar is going to have to wait at least 2 rounds in order to come back from this. It's going to be pretty rough. Let's see. Everybody thinks that Shoa is going to win in the chat. That's probably come up much more than Cheeseburglar. I have faith in you, Mr. Burns. Be strong. He really does take a long time to think about what he's doing there. There's nothing wrong with that. It's going to be a fortress. The fortress should perform fairly well. 2 fortresses. Oh. Okay. He's got enough wave clear. He just needs to get rid of those steel balls. He has to be a little careful with the positioning of these fortresses, though. He could go into a Fortress Fang build, which would do moderately well against this. Cheeseburglar still sitting on 100 credits. Shoa sitting on 200, saving it for next round. I think that's a wise decision. That way they can play out whatever giant they need next round, which is almost certainly going to be melting points. But it could be overlords, you know? Why fight with style? I mean, overlords would be phenomenal here. There's nothing that could stop them, really. Oh my gosh, the steel balls are almost certainly going to kill this fortress. Oh no, both fortresses are going to be killed by the steel balls. Oh, maybe not. The one on the left may survive with just a little bit of HP. Yeah, it did. That's still pretty close. That is very, very close. Oh my. This fortress is going to be in a tough spot. He's going to die here in a moment, but he should still claim a couple of steel balls. Maybe not all of them, as the steel balls just have enough HP to survive 2 shots from the fortress. This little Mustang is, or Sledgehammer's dead. GG. Round 3. Lightning Storm? It's a little early for a Lightning Storm. I think Cheeseburglar agrees with me. We will have to see. Shoa's going to take a moment. Alright, I'm just going to turn this off for the last game. Just because I think it is nice to be able to see more Fortress, actually. Cheeseburglar doubling down. Does Shoa just go with some Overlords? Overlords would easily win this. Instead, playing the ground army. Lots of crawlers to get in there and start messing with the fortresses. Not a bad choice. And these steel balls to come in here and deliver the steel chair. Whoever transitions into the air is going to just absolutely win, though. And Cheeseburglar can do it for much cheaper. They just need to realize it. Like, whoever puts down 3 Overlords first is going to be in a phenomenal position. Mecho Punch coming out here. I love the Rocket Punch. Super fun ability. It should honestly clear away all of these steel balls. And once the steel balls are gone, I guess crawlers can eventually kill a fortress. The fortresses will clear them away with the Rocket Punch as well, though. Oh my. The Rocket Punch is used to clear away crawlers. What a waste. Oh no, double Rocket Punch used to clear away crawlers. Oh my god, those crawlers have eaten like 4 Rocket Punches. That's insane. This one might get some value, but that's it. That's a lot of damage on Cheeseburglar. He's down. He's really, really down. Okay, bud. Somebody's got to realize this. Take to the skies. Amp core for Shoa. Not a bad choice. Cheeseburglar still... He's probably going to think about it for a minute. I don't blame him. But, yeah, man, just play some Overlords. Overlords would be phenomenal. Like, you literally couldn't beat it. Phoenixes might be okay, but just 2 Overlords right here. Boop, boop. Recycle a unit of Fang and then give the Overlords the Overlord Artillery. Instead, opting for what? The senior man... Okay, the health. Okay. Oh, wow. Why? Level 2 fortress. Guys, what the hell is going on here? You used to be able to hear me through the ether. Just... What is this? No. Whatever. I do like this use of crawlers, though. Very, very powerful. Not enough money here for any of the Vulcan. Mechanical Rage will help quite a bit with the Fang taking out all of these crawlers. Are any of the crawlers level 2? No. Oh my god, this army's going to be moving so fast. Vulcan over here on the left should be enough to clear away a lot of the crawlers. But that doesn't. It's not going to help the guys on the right. So missiles are being called in to support that. Okay. Replacing a fortress with an upgrade for a Vulcan, though, that's got to hurt. Now, oh, crawlers in the back line. We'll have to see how they hold up. They do come out of the ground in just enough time for the Fang to fight back, but those are level 2 crawlers. Those Fang are doomed. I don't think it was actually necessary, though. I don't think those crawlers are even going to get to the tower. They don't. The front line makes it there first. Oh my god, these fortresses are getting absolutely punished. Cheeseburglar is on his last legs by like round 3? Round 5. What an amazing game. Man, this is... It's not even like that aggressive. It's not even a headbutt, but it feels much more aggressive than the other games that we've seen. What Vist was performing, what some of the other players that we kind of just zoomed in on at random. This feels more aggressive than that, mostly because of the speed specialist. With this extra speed increase, that's why all these units are moving so darn quick. Fortresses now have shield. Shoa's just transferred directly into the senior manufacturing specialist. Cheeseburglar's thinking about it. It's a lot of pressure when you're right about to win a tournament. I remember in every single tournament that I've won, I've felt way too much pressure in the last game. We'll have to see Giant Hunter coming out here for Cheeseburglar. Recycling the Vulcan. Oh my god, he figured it out. He figured it out. You can just play Fortress or Overlords. Yes, with the artillery or upgrade. Oh my god. It's like night and day. All of the anti-air is tied up in between, what, 3 units of Fang? 4 units? 5 units of Fang. That's a good amount of Fang. Over time, they will be able to kill this guy off, but the added DPS is huge there. Okay, good. I was going to say, you got to be careful about the crawlers in the back lines. He doesn't have enough money to do both. He burns the midnight oil. Does he place a missile? Yes, he does. Well done. All right, Overlords go. Should work out fairly well. Down goes the shields. Went very, very quickly, and the Overlord should drop here. Or sorry, the Fortress should drop to the Overlord very fast. Still no good wave clear, but all he's got to worry about is killing Fang. And a lot of the Fang are already dead. So it's working out. Fortress in the center, standing proud. Able to take out more of these Fang. All 3 Overlords are still alive. Yeah, all of this tower will drop, but honestly, the Overlord just needs to, like, sneeze at the Fang and they'll die. And they just don't really do any damage back. It's going to take a few minutes, but I think the Overlords will get this. There they are. They're coming back online now. And that artillery is such a huge damage increase, shooting away at the Fang. That's going to be 1,200 damage coming out onto Shoa. Well done by Cheeseburglar. Just recognizing that, yeah, I can win this with a couple of flying units. GG for the round. Round 7. Intensive training by Shoa. That range, it's expensive, but it's good. There needs to be a little bit more wave clear by Cheeseburglar, because now he's got to worry about what happens. Oh, anti-air barrage. That doesn't do that much damage. If Cheeseburglar just doubles down on the Overlords, he's going to be in a good spot, honestly. The photon emission is okay, but he doesn't have the heal. If the Overlords had the heal, they actually survive the Fortress Bombardment fairly darn well. Level 2, yeah, that's giving them a lot of extra HP. What does Shoa do? It feels like Shoa has just been playing this game with like an extra 200 bucks. I know that's not true, but it does feel that way. Shoa burned the Midnight Oil. They're trying to win here. Kind of a desperation move. I don't think that was worth it. The Vulcan comes back with Electromagnetic Shot. It's got to be played in the back line, though. There it is. You have to be really careful with where you play those things. Because if it starts shooting at any of these fortresses, it won't work out. It has to kill all these chaff-like units at the very ground level. Difficult positioning there. More Fang. Eventually the Fang could get shields if necessary. I think that's a little bit of an overdoing, though. I think 2 Fang would be enough to kill this crawler unit, but better not to leave it. That crawler's definitely earned its money back. Down go the shields pretty quickly, barely kissing the overlords with those bombardments. And down goes the first fortress. Again, just sneezing at the overlords. They're about at half health. It's not bad. It's a lot of money, though. There's the 4th round. It finally 1 goes down, 2 go down. Okay, that's more like it. I think of an upgrade as like needing to be done immediately, but I'm pretty sure this is the end of Cheeseburglar. GG. And down he goes. Well, the Fang were an interesting play, but there need to be some type of long-range wave clear. Even just playing the Vulcan with some flames that fired out of them would have been important. Well played by Shoa. Well played indeed. Well, thank you all for joining the stream, and we will see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.